like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Love After Lockup Season 2, Episode 2. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all know I'll be a day or two late. I'll be trying to take some time off to get myself together. But I am here. So, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a whole J Bird. J Bird, hello to all my J Birds. I love you all. Do not forget to like, comment, and share this video. And to hit the notification bell to let you know when I have new videos up. You know, my email address is in the description box. My P.O. box address is in the description box. If you want to shop my Teespring merchandise, hoodies, t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, all that good stuff, it's all down below. Even how to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram be popping, okay? I'm always entertaining on IG, just like I'm entertaining on YouTube. Anyway, let's get this review started, okay? Started. Girl, this season gonna be way better than last season. I feel like they found a whole flow. They found a cast this season. It's just like, I'm like, oh Lord, we need to help these people. We're gonna start with Caitlyn. So Caitlyn and Matt. Caitlyn and Matt. Okay, that is Caitlyn. That is Matt. As we see, Matt is in jail. He did 2 years and all that stuff for possession of firearms and stolen property. All that good stuff. So we see that Matt is getting out tomorrow. So Caitlyn is having a friend of hers drive her up to the prison so that she can pick him up. Now, the friend that she's having drive her, she met through prison. This friend of hers, her boyfriend and Matt were bunkmates in prison, and they have driven up to prison together to visit their boyfriends, okay? However, her friend, Kelly, boyfriend, has to do another 4 years, whereas Matt is getting out tomorrow. And you know what I'm saying? She's a bit jealous that, Matt's getting out, and she has to keep going up to visit her man for the next 4 years. And she's like, She also felt a little bit away because Caitlyn has only been dating Matt for 6 months, where she and her man have been going through the back and forth of prison stuff like over a year, and she has 4 more years to do all this prison visiting. And on the ride, she's like, I want you to kind of shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, how you really feel, Kelly? Basically, because she felt like Caitlyn only had like a little bit of knowledge about how prison stuff goes. Because again, going to visit someone for 6 months is nothing compared to going for a year. And she probably hasn't been really going for 6 months. She's been going, probably for like a month or two or whatever. So again, she feels like she don't really have the whole prison girlfriend criteria title in her pocket. Like, you ain't really been doing it. Girl, 6 months, that's nothing. And Kate, like, we all know that we, sign up for this, and we, have me and her in jail or whatever. We all sign up for this, and we all know that some people's boyfriends get out before others. Which is true. However, you didn't sign up for this ride before he went. You've been there for, 6 months of his 2 year stint or whatever, or however long he been in there. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, still, it's funny to see two women going to see their men in prison, and one person is upset or a little bit jealous because the other girl man getting out. I'm like, girl, bye. Anyway, Kelly do ask her, like, are you afraid that when he comes home, he may, revert back to his old ways or whatever, because you never know. Now, when we see that, Caitlin's like, well, yeah, it might, but I trust in him. But as she's talking, we see all his mug shots. So it's 6 separate mug shots, because for the past 11 years, he has been arrested and been in jail multiple times. I'm like, he's a whole jailbird. I'm like, you got 6 mug shots at different, and they was all like at different stages of life. I'm like, I don't get how anybody like wants to keep going back. Like, I don't, but he on drugs too. Anyway, she gets to she's staying in a hotel that's close to the prison so she can drive there and like get him early in the morning. So, she's like, if I don't have him, I don't have anything. My family kind of does not believe in us and they don't agree with it. So that's why I'm by myself. So, I'm saying? If this doesn't work out with him, I'm saying? I have nothing. Like, I just don't have anything. I'm like, if all you have is a man that you've never seen in person who's in prison and he ain't got no job or no money saved up, honey, you have nothing for real. Okay. This, you don't even have to wait for something to not work out. You already have nothing. Okay, this man's a whole stranger. But I like, girl, I don't have nothing. Then you have nothing. You have nothing, girl. Don't wait for this man to make your life be better. No, 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 no. So we do see her drive to the prison the following day. She's up talking to Kelly. I'm so nervous. I'm like, okay. Kelly said, girl's gonna be okay. And Kelly like, bitch, get out my face. It's early in the morning. Your man getting out. My man in prison. I don't want to hear your jitterbells. Get away from me. Anyway, she drives to the prison. Now, everyone knows, or at least I'm aware, and I may be aware because I watched season 1 of prison of this show, and because it just makes common sense to me when they let somebody out of prison, no one gets let out from like in the prison or whatever. Okay, they usually drive them somewhere and let their asses out. So she said when she talked to him, he told her that the same place she come visit him at is the same place he's gonna be released from. So she just needs to go there. So she gets to the prison and she like push din din din. And she pushes the little buzzer thing, and they're like, yes, how may I help you? And then I'm here to pick up, bleep, 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 bleep. Because I guess we can't know his name. And then they open the gate and let her in. And she's saying as she's driving, like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm supposed to pick him up from. Like, I hope someone lets me know whatever I'm doing. So she driving around on the property or whatever. And then, like a couple of guards come up to her car and was like, no one is authorized to be, on the premises or whatever. And she's like, well, I talked to him and he told me like he gonna get out from like over here. Like, so I came where I usually come visit him at. I'm like, no, it's not how it works. It's not how any of this works. And she's confused because like, well, he told me this and this is what I told when I called and I found out that he'll be let out from here. And I'm like, I think she was just confused because they tell her like, no one has the authority to be on this property. I don't think when they let people out, when they let prisoners out, you can't tell people where they're gonna get out from because somebody could try to break out other people. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna tell you that. But she kind of getting a little bit frustrated because they keep saying to her, you have to drive out, leave out of the premises, and go down the road or whatever, and we will bring him to the community. And she like, well, what's the community? They're like, all we can say is we're gonna drive him to the community. And she's like, but where? Like, she's like, I need to know exactly where you're taking him. They're like, we can't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? We can't say that. All we can say is you have to leave, and we're gonna bring him to the community. I assume this is what I would have did. Okay, that's fine. Drive out the prison. Park in the front. Park in the front. I mean, most people, is one entrance and exit. Like, I don't think they're going to go down no weird road. But she's so confusing. Like, she's like, I'm just so I'm going to leave or whatever. I can't believe this. I don't know where he is. Where do I pick him up from? Where do I get him from? I'm like, girl, just drive out because they have to drive out too. Everyone has to drive out one way or the other. So, girl, now she mad. She driving around talking about she don't know why they, won't tell her where he going. Because they don't want you to commit a prison break for somebody else, girl. Because you can then tell someone else, girl, follow the car there, hijack that car, and get them. No, they can't do that. So, she was mad. I was laughing. So, we have to wait to see what happens next. Next up, who do we have? Scott and Lizzie. So this is Scott and Lizzie. Okay, I know some of y'all don't watch the show, so y'all like, what they look like? That is a much better picture of Scott than what he really looks like. That's Scott all cleaned up. Let's just say that. Anyway, and we see that he's 51, she's 41, she's been in jail for 9 years. And you know what I'm saying? She getting out today. Oh, she getting out today. He's happy or whatever. His son is there with them. Her daughter is there. They all happy and nervous together. The daughter, like, the daughter Jasmine, like, I don't really want them together. I want my mom for myself. Like, I want to have her to myself because I ain't with all this rigmarole stuff. But I'm going to play along. because I know she may want to be with him, so I'm gonna let it be. I'm like, girl, I get that because again, she has not seen her mom for the past 10 years. She said when my mom left, I was 8. I'm about to be 20. Okay, and then she was 9. She was 8 or 9, and now she about to be 20. She's 19 now. So her mom been gone for 10 years. So for her, she like, I just wanted to be me and her. But realistically, can you afford to take care of your mom? Do you have a place for you and your mom to like? Unless you're able to help her, you can't get upset that she has this man who she's been talking to for the past 3 years, who she planned to come home and live with. I mean, hey, she got her a plan A and a plan B. Okay. Anyway, Adam, who was Scott's son, says he feels like Lizzie is using his dad, is using his father for money. And I'm like, clearly, okay? Clearly. That's neither here nor there. But at this point in time, he didn't spend all his money on her. So I'm looking like at this point, it's too late to say did she use him for his money because he's all used up. He's broke now. So, Scott does bring up how, Lizzie does not know that he is now in debt. Basically, because over the years that he's been dealing with her, he gave her roughly 90 grand. You know, he spent 90 grand on her in these past 3 years with her being in prison because he like, if she asked for something, I gave it to her. I'm like, well, you stupid. You why give her what you don't have? Like y'all gonna be broke and destitute. You stupid. But he looks a little dumb D. Anyway, he does that. He cannot afford to give her more money. And he says to Jazz, like, we have to tell her now that, like, if she's asking for something and, I can't do it, like, we just have to tell her no, even though she's going to be very, very upset. So, Lizzie gets out. Let me say this. Lizzie ran out that van, honey, in her little click-clack heels. I say, them must be her clothes from 9 years ago. Well, no, I don't know. But I'm like, where she get them damn heels from? Anyway, she got out, and she came running. She dropped her bags, and she literally jumped into Scott's arms as if he was a young whippersnapper and he can play catch. Honey, she jumped in that man's arms and they both fell backwards and rolled down a little bit of a hill. I say, bitch, they want to tumble. Jack and Jill going down that goddamn hill right there. Look at Jack and Jill going down that hill. I say, girl, you almost killed that man. And she was on top of him, kissing him. I'm like, okay, she's attracted to him. Let's say that, because if I was not attracted to somebody, I'm not going to attack them first. I would like hug them a little bit. I would have hugged my daughter first. She hugged him first. I'm like, she likes him in some way, shape, or form or whatever. Now, she also looks different than her. She doesn't look like this picture. She looks older. So I'm like, that's one, is the old picture that they kept using. And the pictures they kept showing during last season, this season, had to be old pictures too. Because she looks older. Not old. She doesn't look old. She looks good. Okay? She does, black don't crack. So she looks good. She just looks older than any picture that we've seen of her recently. Okay? But she looks good. She does hug her daughter. Her daughter, was crying a little bit. Was both crying. And, she brings up how she was so happy to be able to touch God, in person and, feel all over his body. And then she's also happy to see her daughter. And honey, when she ran and jumped on Scott, Scott had a bridge because he got some missing teeth, and it knocked his bridge out. And so they was then looking in the grass looking for his bridge because it knocked out. And they're like, how big is it? Like, was like a little tooth or whatever. And he said, I felt it in my mouth. And the doctor would say, well, maybe you swallowed. He's like, oh, don't say that, because he was trying to put it back in his mouth because now he got missing teeth. And then he like, I haven't really been, trying to impress anyone for years. So, my teeth are just, I'm saying, what they are. And Lizzie said, I'm saying, it's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. And she kissed him and said, no, give me a real kiss. I said, oh, okay. Oh, she likes him. Or she's putting up a really good front. Either way. And she kissed him and they're going to ride off into the sunset. I said, girl, what you woman? She like him. I mean, because usually when you meet someone that you don't know about, you be like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to run your arm and kiss you. I'm going to be like, let's see how it go. Because on the phone, she said, I'm saying, I don't know if, I'm saying, I'm ready to have sex with you. So I'm like, but she was ready to like kiss him in the mouth though. Anyway. Uh, y'all know how I be. Next up, Clint and Tracy. Look at Clint picture, y'all. I told y'all Clint looked like he a person who sniff panties or he sniff seats and stuff. Ain't that what he look like? Yeah. So that's Clint and Tracy. Clint's parents are clearly wealthy. I'm not gonna say rich because I'm not gonna count that money, but when he went to the house, I said, "Oh, that's like an estate. That's like a nice size place to be." So I was like, yeah, okay, that's different. Wait, I need to put a thumbnail on something because I don't want it to be a picture of something different. Um, I'll do this one, but yeah, his parents are clearly wealthy simply because when he went to the house, it's a nice little house, and the house was even big on the inside, and so I was like, I think he like um it's the son who not that bright or whatever, and mom and dad is trying to help him do things, and so he like, okay, well, mom and dad, I like this lady, so you know what I'm saying, can y'all like help me help her help us be a couple? And then they was like, we don't know, son, if we can do that. So he gets to the house, and he's like, well, I saved up for the past 4 months. Because again, she gets out like in a day or two. And when she gets out, she gets out on like Friday. And then he wants to marry her on like Saturday. And I'm like, that's too soon, Clint. You don't know that woman. You don't know that woman. So he brings up how he went ahead and he's been saving up for the past 3 or 4 months for the trip of him going to get her and all these things. And I'm like, girl. He said, but his mom bought them plane tickets as his birthday gift. I said, oh, but you're 37. Well, my mom bought me stuff. I'm 37. I'm 36. Well, I'll be 37, in a month. Anyway, the mom then gives him a credit card. Here's your credit card, baby. Now remember, this is your credit card, not Tracy's. Tracy can't be spending this, and whatever you spend, you have to pay it back. Like it's in your name. I'm like, mom and daddy didn't sign for that boy to get a credit card with a nice little limit on it, and they're gonna give him that card because I'm like, Lord. I'm just like, it's gonna be Lord, it's gonna be bad. Mama, like, she can't expect much from Clint because Clint ain't got much. Okay, Clint is not, financially, he ain't got a lot. And I'm looking like, well, look like y'all do. But I think they smart enough to not give him too much. And just because we have money and we're well off in our older age does not mean our son has access to our money. And I'm like, I hope y'all got a real good will. Anyway, but she's making it clear, like, he doesn't have much financially, so she can't expect that much from him money wise. She also brings, like, when he told me about he was dating somebody in the prisons, I went ahead, I looked her up, and she was in prison for this and for that, and for credit card fraud, and this and this and this. So she looked into Tracy, and I just feel like, there are a lot of women who would love my son. I mean, well, he's been married twice, so we're gonna say, okay, now I've been married once. So I've been engaged twice, but I ain't been married once. So he's been married twice and divorced. So I guess he's better than me. Anyway, but she says she do believe that there are other people besides somebody in prison who would love her son. And I say, you know what? I think you're right. It's very, very true. He then has his mama gives him a ring that he's been saving up for. So the ring is a 1 carat, diamond ring or whatever. And he said, I spent, it cost me like $2,100 to get this for her. I'm like, and that's probably a lot of money for him. You know what I'm saying? So, and the mama like, ugh, and they're like, oh, they both like, oh, our son, our son, our son. And, they both are just kind of like, we hope she don't hurt him. Hope that, she cares for him how he cares for her, and that she, that he doesn't like care more. Like, basically, we hope our son ain't getting played by this girl, which he probably is. But you know what I'm saying? He then say, well, she's my goddess. I love her. She's my goddess. I want to be with her, whatever. And I've never been so sure about anything in my life. I say, you've never been so sure about anything in your life, but you have 2 ex-wives. I'm like, would you not sure? Anyway, and he's waiting to go get her. I said, Lord Jesus, Mary and Joseph, please, God take care of idiots and babies. And he got the face of a baby idiot. he looked like Jack from The Incredibles. That's what it looks like. Jack. Anyway, we have to see what's gonna go on with them because only the Lord knows what's gonna happen. So next we had a whole new couple. Marceli, how's it pronounced? Marceliano, Marcelino. I'm gonna say Marcelino. I'm gonna mispronounce these damn towns. Let's say that. Marcy and Brittany. I'm calling him Marcy. I think I said it right when I was talking. Marcelinio. 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 Okay. I'm going to mispronounce it and we go. Anyway, I think he's sexy. I think he looks gorgeous. Okay. They showed some pictures of him when he was in young years. He looked even more gorgeous. I said, hey, Marcelinio. Where you from? What's going on? And you my age? Okay. Anyway, he's sexy. He's a former Marine. He also brings up how for the past year he just been practicing abstinence. He said because people get so wrapped up in sex, it kind of messes everything else up. He was like, he's always been an attractive person, so he's never had like an issue like meeting someone. But he was like, sex isn't all there is, and I'm like, oh, he's all nice and thoughtful or whatever. I mean, but some got to be up, and I'm like, yeah, he dating a whole 27-year-old who's in prison, and he's 40. Anyway. So Brittany, who he has not proposed to, like they ain't get married, they just dating or whatever. They she gets out tomorrow, and she's a 4-time felon. Yep, she's tried it and tried and tried it again. And what I'm saying, he's like, I met her on meetinmate.com. I'm like, but at what point do you go to that website? Okay, like at what point you like, oh, where you meet your man at? Girl, on heain'tshit.com. Oh, and guess what? That's why he ain't shit. Yes. So if you meet someone on meetinmate.com, you can't be surprised if they go back to prison. Like, they're an inmate. You met them on an inmate website. I'm like, I just don't, like, at what point do you type in, let me go to meetinmate.com or prisoner friendly, I don't know. I ain't going on no prison websites looking for nobody. Okay, I might go on Otis, which is here in Michigan, and I'll look up somebody I'm dating to see if they've been in prison. Okay, I would do that. Okay, but I'm not gonna go on no dating website for prison. No, no, thank you. I'm good. Anyway, they have been dating for about a year, which is probably the reason he became celibate because he'd been, waiting on her. And what I'm saying, he brings up how she had a hard life, how she like left home at 12 and she's been on her own for a long time. But again, she's still been in prison a few times. Okay, she did a total of like 7 years. She had been in jail for one time before for 5 years, got out and went back again for 2 years for a plethora of things. Okay, this one says conspiracy to commit burglary. But I think before she went to jail for that for sure for the little 7 years or whatever. So he like, I feel like, I want to make sure that she never goes back. I want to make sure that she feels secure and loved. I want to save her. I want to be her everything. Okay, I want to be her everything. He wants to be say it could be a God complex, but he wants to save her life. Anyway, he says he wants to date an inmate because it builds trust. And it's easier for them to get to know each other when sex is not involved. But you can do that with a person outside of prison. Like you don't have to only. I'm like, do people realize you do not have to only date somebody in prison to not have sex? Like you can easily not have sex in the real world and it'll be okay. But I'm like, I don't think he get that at all. So, but he said again, building this trust up and building this relationship up with somebody who is in, locked up or whatever. So we're building this trust and it's getting better and better and better. I said, if you say so, I don't know. That ain't what I would do. Okay, it ain't my cup of tea. But, if he like it, I love it. So, the friend, like, why don't you just date a regular woman? Why don't... The friend then said, I don't get why he doesn't date regular women who are out of prison. Like, I just don't get it. He then said, well, maybe she's a lesbian because if she was in jail for 5 years and then she went back for 2 more, maybe because she likes women. I'm like, but again, you don't have to be a lesbian only in prison. You can be a lesbian in the real world. It seemed crazy. So again, she's getting out tomorrow. So he says every Friday since they have been talking, he, well, in a relationship, he goes to the prison where she is, and he like be outside the walls on Friday waiting for the call because it makes him feel closer to her. I said that's a little bit crazy. I mean, that's a lot crazy. I'm like, oh, okay. And she sure enough called. He like, I love you too. But it is like, girl, he just wants to protect her. He's so happy she gets out tomorrow. He was crying a little bit. I'm like, and you a whole Marine. Mm, mm, mm. And he's really cute, y'all. He's really cute. And I'm like, okay, if you like it, I love it. And last but not least, but not least, let me make this big of y'all. This is Megan, Michael, and Sarah. Megan's 28, Michael's 26, Sarah's 24. Megan's a home healthcare person. Michael's a prisoner, and Sarah is a student and a waitress. And Sarah is also Michael's baby's mother. Now, Michael is in prison in Michigan. Okay, Sarah is in New York. Megan is she in Texas? I think she's in Texas. Three whole different states. Three whole different states. Now, we see in this episode both Megan and Sarah are both in stores shopping for wedding dresses because Mike was coming home. They're both shopping for wedding dresses at the same time. Both with their friends and family, saying how much they love Michael, how much Michael loves them, how much they trust him so much. All this lovey-dovey stuff. And I'm like, y'all are both shopping for wedding dresses at the same time for the same man. Girl, Lord Jesus. We then see they both have photos of them and him in prison because they both have visited him in prison. We see Megan has a photo of them two together in December 2017, and it's a picture of them hugged up kissing and then them facing the camera. And we see that Sarah has a picture of her and Michael in October, 2 months earlier. So in October 2017, we see pictures of Sarah and Michael again hugged up kissing, and then the picture of them facing the camera. I remember visiting the bad guy in prison all those years ago when I was 22 years old. Was I 22? I think I was 22. It was like 2000, 15, 10, a long 15 years ago. I was like 22 years old, I think, back then. Um, when he was locked up, and you would take the little picture of you would take a picture kissing because it's an extra kiss, and then you would take a picture looking at the camera. I think I probably still have those pictures that I would never post again. Anyway, but same pose, same braids or whatever. He's simultaneously entertaining both these women 2 months apart. Okay, Sarah was there in October. Megan came in December of the same year. I'm like, he ain't shit. Okay, ain't shit at all. And they both are saying also how they cannot wait to have sex with him. Megan, because she's a virgin. Girl, I hope you do not get this man your virginity. Your virginity. Just don't. Girl, say that coochie for somebody who deserves it. And Sarah says she has not had sex in 3 years since, he been gone. It's like, it's been such a long time for us because neither one of us has had sex since he's been gone. We don't know if he's had sex or not. We don't know that at all. Anyway, we then say Sarah, we then see Sarah say that she has a whole secret that she is not told her family, and she's crying like, I just can't. It's a secret. So she's sitting out with her friend, and she's like, I have to tell you something. Me and Michael really got married. And she's like, what? She's like, yeah, we got legally married. We then see the pictures that she took in October of 2017 was at their wedding. She married him when he was in prison. And then 2 months later, he had Megan ass up there kissing and hugging on her. I said, oh, he's a whole different type of not shit person. He's a whole different kind of person who ain't shit. Okay, and the friend is like, why would you marry him in prison? That's crazy. I'm like, Sarah, why did you marry him in prison? Why did you do that, girl? For what? she say, I love him. I'm not worried about him when he get out or whatever. And the friend, like, you know what I'm saying? But he was cheating on you before he went to, like, he was never faithful before he went to prison. Like, why would you marry him in prison? It does not make any sense. And she said, I know he was unfaithful to me before prison or whatever, but I trust him now. And I'm happy we made this commitment while he was in prison. I said, girl, y'all know I almost married that bad guy when he was in prison. Like, we had, like, everything was set up, and then he ended up getting an early release. And because he was getting out earlier than we thought, we decided to wait. Thank God. Oh, thank God. It could be a whole different scenario. Anyway, so her friend is like, you know what? I'm just so worried about her because, you know what I'm saying, he hurt her so much before. He was always unfaithful. So I'm afraid that he may get out and do the same thing over and over. I'm like, girl, Jesus Christ. So we see that whole thing. So now we know Sarah is Michael's wife, his legal wife. They got married in prison. I'm like, oh my God. We then see Megan is at home talking to her friend. And, she's like, yeah, it must be pretty expensive. Like, you know what I'm saying, talking to him on the phone all the time. Megan says, yeah, it does. You know what I'm saying, I spent about $12,000 on phone calls. And the friend said, what, 12,000? Like that, like 12,000. She's like, yeah, because it's I just want to talk to him a lot, and I'm saying, I care so much about him, and I he's the person who makes me feel great. He gives me great confidence, and we have a great connection or whatever. And it's just so I put money on the phone. I'm like, bitch, $12,000. Look, the friend then said, you could have a car. I said, wait, you spend 12 grand on the phone with this man and you don't have no car? Girl, you dumb. You are dumb. That means she take every single phone call, because I think the calls in Michigan are pretty expensive. Well, I don't know, because I don't talk to somebody in prison who was in Michigan. The one friend, the friend who I do have, who I've known since I was kids, he's in the prison that's in Missouri. And them calls are cheap, 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 cheap. And them is calls that he paid for. Okay, I ain't paying for shit. Anyway, but I do remember when I did have a friend who was in Michigan. The calls were like $1 a minute. It was some astronomical amount or whatever. But I'm like, 12 grand, bitch. You dumb, you virgin dumb, you virgin stupid. I just can't do it, And it just goes. You spent 12 grand on a whole lie. 'Cause that man is married, girl. Oh, I can't believe it. So we have to wait until the next episode to see what else happens. But I'm like, there's some stupidity going on in the season. I can't wait to see what happens. So the next episode we do see, people getting out. We do see, Michael get out, and to greet him, we saw Sarah. We ain't see Megan. So I wonder, like, what does Megan realize? You know what I'm saying? Think what's going on? I don't know, girl, but we gonna see. Anyway, I am Jay Lee. This is JD's Corner. Peace.
He's like love, 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 and music.